right, Eagles Nation. I hope you guys are having a happy Wednesday. In today's video, we are going to tackle the topic of, is Kevin Patullo a bad offensive coordinator? And is it something that I believe will cost the Eagles games and potentially a shot at a Super Bowl? We're going to talk about both of those things in this video today because it's been a big topic of conversation. And the first thing that obviously has come up is the lack of explosive plays the Philadelphia Eagles have had throughout 2 weeks. That had the Jahan Dotson catch and the Devonta Smith prayer ball that was, of course, caught by Smitty. But it doesn't feel like the Eagles are hitting big shots. And this isn't something new. I feel like we had this conversation around this time last year when it came to Kellen Moore, and 2 years ago when it came to Brian Johnson. Obviously, in one situation, it ended up being a disaster. In another situation, it ended up being a Super Bowl leading year. Just goes to show maybe us Eagles fans can, complain a little bit too much from time to time. I want to bring up two plays from the Kansas City Chiefs game here that kind of highlight the fact that the Philadelphia Eagles may be, producing some explosive plays more than given credit for. This is the very first play of the game as we have AJ Brown in motion here. You could see play action, and I want you to keep your eye on AJ Brown here, noticing that Jalen Hurts is off the screen a little bit here. We'll do a little bit of this, a little bit of moving around. So obviously, I'm going to rewind just a little bit here because on this play, we see Granson 83 is coming across. Calcaterra is blocking on the edge there, looking to get a chip if an edge defender gets by. And you could see Calcaterra blown by there. Granson doesn't do much to help the situation. Jalen Hurts has to step up in the pocket, duck his head at this point, and he kind of has to, you could see where Jalen's line of vision is, and AJ Brown, who is right underneath me at this point in time, is going to break wide open, and it would have been a first play 70-yard touchdown for the Philadelphia Eagles had Jalen Hurts had the protection that he desperately needed in that situation. So obviously not what you want to see there. And then the second play that I want to pull up here comes a little bit later in the game, in which I think it's a little bit more on Jalen Hurts why this play wasn't completed. So again, want to pause here, pull Jalen into your line of view. So Jalen Hurts hikes the ball. Jalen Hurts drops back. And you're going to see here that AJ Brown is going to get wide open. And I'm not exactly sure why Jalen Hurts isn't looking for AJ where AJ is on the progression, but right here, Jalen could make this throw to the boundary, and maybe it's a 50-yard touchdown. Maybe it's a 35 to 40-yard completion, but either way, this is a throw that probably should be made by Jalen Hurts. Now, these are obviously just two examples from the game. Both of those were courtesy of Elliott Shore Parks on Twitter. So, I did rewatch the game and notice similar things. But Kevin Patullo's got some explosive plays drawn up. It's not that they're not there. They haven't been executed properly. They certainly weren't against Kansas City. A 65% blitz rate does make it a bit difficult to let big plays develop. Obviously, there were two shots down the field to Devonta Smith. One he came down with, one he didn't. That's where he hurt his back. There was a shot down the field, just kind of on a blitz, but like streak routes for both of them. AJ Brown had one of those where there was clear pass interference that wasn't called. Point being, in this Chiefs game alone, we just talked about 5 different down the field shots that were drawn up and not executed properly, or thrown up and a catch was made, a catch wasn't made, and a missed pass interference call. So the idea that Kevin Patullo has no explosive plays in the playbook is a bit silly. Do I think that every single play his route concepts are good? I don't. I think that very clearly, especially in this Chiefs game, you noticed Kevin Patullo is a guy calling his second ever NFL game against Steve Spagnuolo on the road. Like, yeah, you notice that mismatch. It was certainly present and certainly there. I want to get Eagles fans a little reminder, like, let's pump the brakes here. Vic Fangio, it took him a month last year to get the defense right. They looked pretty bad for the first month. We were 2-2. Kevin Patullo, I want to give him the same grace that we gave Fangio, a 4 to 6 week grace period to get things going. The Philadelphia Eagles are 2-0 despite this. You kind of start to think, what will the offense be in that Kansas City game? If you're the Eagles and you're Patullo specifically, on the road, Kansas City, Arrowhead, Patrick Mahomes, Spags calling defense, you know that you have more talent and you're able to just win that game by not making mistakes and leaning on Saquon Barkley. I get it. It's not what the fans wanted to see after A.J. Brown has a quiet week 1 and a quiet week 2, but a win's a win, man. A win's a win. Now I'm excited to see what the offense looks like over the next couple of weeks, because I think with the Rams and Tampa, there's going to be more of a pace that's needed to be kept up with, and we'll see if the offense has the juice to do it. But as of right now, I'm not worried about Kevin Patullo, and I'm not worried about the Philadelphia Eagles offense. But these are just my thoughts. Give me yours in the comment section down below. Are you worried about the Eagles offense? And if so, why? If you are an Eagles fan and not yet subscribed to this YouTube channel, hit that button. I'll catch you next time. Peace.